In the AFC, the number 1 seed is the Kansas City Chiefs. They went 14-2. They have a bye in the first round of the NFL playoffs. And the number 2 seed in the AFC is the Buffalo Bills. They went 13-3. I was very surprised pleasantly with the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen blew me away this year. I think he's awesome. Also, let me briefly say, Kansas City was awesome this year. I think they have they're my Super Bowl favorite, but I want to see them against Buffalo. It'd be really, really fun. The Bills, man, I really love what they're doing. I'd be so happy to see Buffalo go on a Super Bowl run. It'd be really, really cool. The Steelers are the 3rd overall seed in the AFC. They went 12-4. So the Bills play the Colts in the wild card round. The Steelers play the Browns once again in the wild card round of the playoffs. That'll be I would imagine the Steelers beat the Browns. The Titans are the number 4 overall seed. They're 11-5. The Ravens are the 5th overall seed. They are also 11-5. Titans will play the Ravens in the wild card round of the AFC playoffs. I mentioned it earlier. The number 6 seed in the AFC is the Cleveland Browns. They went 11-5. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Now the Browns do not have their head coach Kevin Stefanski in the NFL playoffs, but I don't really care that they're gonna likely lose in the wild card round. I just think that it's amazing. It's so amazing that the Browns are in the playoffs. They went 11-5. They made the playoffs. My whole life they've been terrible, and so to see them do well again is I'm not a Browns fan, but I'm happy for them doing well. Let me go backwards real quick. Titans-Ravens should be really fun. Remember last year, the Tennessee Titans shocked the Ravens. Lamar Jackson won the MVP. I believe they were the number 1 overall seed in the AFC, and then bang, they got kicked out of the playoffs by the Tennessee Titans. It was a shock. It surprised everybody. And so keep your eye on this game. The Ravens want revenge on Tennessee from last year. The Titans are not I'm not impressed with Tennessee's defense at all. They can't generate a pass rush. They struggle to throw the ball on 3rd and long. They need to run the ball to win. And so I would pick the Ravens to win in a heartbeat over Tennessee in the wild card round. And it actually could be ugly. I think Baltimore is going to be angry and hungry for revenge, and Tennessee looks vulnerable. So I believe that the Ravens win pretty easily over Tennessee. But again, easily stupid to say because it's a playoff game. They're going to bring their best, and we'll see what happens in the wild card round. The final game of wild card weekend in the AFC will be the Colts at the Bills. 2 teams that run the ball well. The Bills should win. They're a better passing team, but oh my goodness, that should be a fun, competitive battle. That's the first game on Saturday in the NFL. That'll be awesome. In the NFC, you have the number 1 seed Green Bay Packers. They went 13-3. They're even better than they were last year. Man, I don't know how you beat the Packers. I think we could see. Imagine if we see Packers and Kansas City, or Packers and Bills in the Super Bowl. That'd be a phenomenal game. It'd be really, really cool. The Saints are the number 2 seed in the NFC. They went 12-4. The Saints are a team that it feels like Drew Brees' final year, but they're not the Peyton Manning-led Denver Broncos from a couple of years ago. When Peyton Manning had like 9 touchdowns to 17 interceptions. I know that Drew Brees is waning, but he's not being carried by his team. I mean, he's still winning games. He's playing very well. The Saints are dangerous, although I don't think they're as impressive as a team like the Green Bay Packers or quite as explosive as a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Saints are going to play the Bears in Wild Card Weekend, Week 1. Saints-Bears feels pretty obvious. I would imagine that the Saints pretty easily beat the Chicago Bears. In fact, I would be shocked if the 8-8, the 7th seed Chicago Bears beat the really impressive New Orleans Saints in the Wild Card Weekend round. The number 3 seed team in the NFC is the Seattle Seahawks. They're 12-4. Washington. So first of all, Seattle has problems. Their defense has come on strong as the year came to a close. They got a really potent passing game when they want to use it, but Russell Wilson has been up and down. I am nervous that Seattle's going to lose Wild Card Weekend. Seattle is playing the Rams in the first round of the NFL playoffs. Now, I know that Seattle's got a better quarterback than the Rams, but the Rams' defense is very, very good, and I don't trust the Seattle Seahawks at all, so we'll see what happens there. This is a scattered segment. I'm doing my best to try to share a seed, but also talk about the games coming up. Washington is the number 4 seed in the NFC. They are 7-9. Tampa Bay is the number 5 seed. They're 11-5. Tampa Bay will play Washington in the wild card round. Number 1, Washington. So happy they made the playoffs. It's very, very cool. There's so many good stories. I had a whole segment about it. Ron Rivera battling cancer. Alex Smith, who had a potentially career-ending injury, fighting back to make it into the playoff, to really fighting back to play it all. But then to get into the playoffs with that team, I know they won a really bad NFC East at 7-9. They had a 7-9 record and made the playoffs, but they're a well-coached football team. And even though they're not very talented, they're well-coached. Now, where they are very talented is on the defensive line. And that defensive line has a bunch of first-round picks, including Chase Young, the number 2 overall pick, who is the leader of that team. I'm impressed with Montez Sweat, his development being paired alongside Chase Young on the other opposite edge. Chase Young is a rookie who is a captain and a vocal leader in that locker room, been compared to Ray Lewis. Man, Washington is a terrible matchup for Tampa Bay. I mean, what I mean is that Washington could very easily beat Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay, highly talented, very, very talented football team, tends to be undisciplined. Washington is the opposite. Not as talented, but very well coached and very disciplined. And if anybody can beat Tampa Bay from the NFC East, it is Washington. I know that the Giants did it earlier this year. Tampa Bay is a better football team. And Washington's defensive line against Tampa Bay terrifies me. I mean, because Tampa Bay has probably the greatest quarterback ever, at least as far as career success, Tom Brady. But he's not mobile. He really struggles. When you get pressure on Tom Brady with a 4-man rush, the way that the Giants did a couple years ago to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl when Tom Brady was the Patriots quarterback, that's how you beat Tom Brady. You get pressure on him with your defensive line. If you can get pressure on Tom Brady without blitzing, he's in trouble. And Washington's got a very good defense and a good defensive line. So this game, Washington and Tampa Bay, it's the game. My dad's coming over to watch it on Saturday night. It's a 5:15 kickoff on the West Coast. That's 8:15 on the East Coast. I'll start it at 6 o'clock because I start the games late so I can fast forward through commercials. Can't wait for this game. Going to be amazing. And I'm nervous for Tom Brady, man. Chase Young is coming, and he is coming to destroy Tom Brady. And I'm nervous that I think Washington, if Tampa Bay can get through Washington, which is weird to say because they're a team with a 7-9 record, but Tampa Bay is explosive and could win a lot, but they have to keep playing well, and they're playing at a high level, but they got to be disciplined enough to beat Washington, and I honestly don't know that they are. Now, the Rams play the Buccaneers. The Rams are the number 6 seed in the NFC. They're 10-6. They play the Seattle Seahawks in the Wildcard round. Rams, Seahawks next weekend. It's the middle game on Saturday. You have Colts, Bills in the morning, then Rams, Seahawks are the kind of second game in the second window on Saturday in the Wildcard round. Jared Goff's struggling. Jared Goff, the Rams quarterback, is coming back from an injury and has been really ugly at times this year. But the Rams defense is really good. And I weirdly don't trust Seattle at this point in the year. They've been up and down. And now Seattle might rise to the occasion. They got an amazing quarterback, Russell Wilson. They got a amazing receiver, DK Metcalf, who might just say, you know what, the game is mine. But DK Metcalf against Jalen Ramsey, a really great corner in LA with the Rams, is a matchup that regularly Jalen Ramsey has won. And so I'm not going to pick a winner here. Actually, you know what I will? I will say that I can't. My gut says Rams are going to win, but I don't trust Jared Goff, and I believe that Russell Wilson could rise to the occasion. So I'm going to pick Seattle to win this game, but I feel very unconfident in it, and it really could go either way. The Bears are the number 7 seed in the NFC. They're 8-8. They kind of failed their way into the playoffs. They lost to the Green Bay Packers week 17. The only reason the Bears got in was because the Arizona Cardinals couldn't beat the Rams in week 17 as well. The Cardinals lost to a backup quarterback, John Wolford. I got to watch that game. I haven't watched the Cardinals game yet. I couldn't bring myself to do it. I was kind of disappointed by the result, and it's like, I'll watch it. We'll cover it later in the week, but I cannot see a reality where the Bears beat the Saints in Wild Card weekend. And that's kind of my recap of what's going on in the NFL playoffs. Even I wasn't expecting to do predictions there, but I got the Bills winning, I got the Steelers winning, I got the Ravens winning, then I have the Saints winning, the Seattle Seahawks winning, and then, Tampa Bay, Washington. I'm not going to pick a winner there. Probably, I don't know. Tampa Bay, Washington feels like the game of the weekend, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to have pizza with my dad and my girlfriend and watch it on Saturday. And it'll be a great time. So enjoy Wildcard weekend. I guess I was going to do a prediction show. Maybe I don't need to now because I just did it on the fly. But look, I love you guys. I appreciate you so much. Hope you have a great day. I'm going to end the show here. Love you. Appreciate you. Have a great day. But bam, we are done.